good, everyone, and welcome to KMack's World. It's your girl KMack. I'm bringing you a dose of entertainment, music, and worldly news. It is Tuesday night. It is November the 16th. What is good, everyone? Well, I have been trying to cover this story since it happened on Friday, November the 5th. This is no other than the rapper Travis Scott Astro World Festival. Every time I want to come out with the story, more and more news comes out every single day. It's developing and developing more. So I have collided from the time it happened up until today's date, information that has been progressing by the minute for this unfortunate incident that happened and took the lives of, as of we know now, 10 lives all together. So we're going to dissect this a little bit more, and I'll get you guys' opinion about some things more when we come right back. All right, guys, so we can go ahead and dig in. Now, I want to recap really briefly for those of you who don't know. Most of us know, but for those of you who don't know, the situation at hand that happened at the Astro World Festival in Houston, Texas on Friday, November the 5th. So rapper Travis Scott, he was at his Astro World Festival in Houston where the crowd had basically, grew and it rushed the stage. So Scott, he was performing when shortly after that Friday night, the crowd rushed towards the front of the stage, causing a great panic. The victims did range at that time 14 to 27. Sadly, the youngest victim, Ezra Blunt, he did succumb to his injuries yesterday. He was only 9 years old. Officials did confirm 25 people were transported to the hospital at that time. 13 were hospitalized, including 5 of the minors. So I want to recap what happened to the 9-year-old Ezra. So basically what happened, he was attending the concert with his father. He was a big Travis Scott fan. He was attending the concert with his father, and his father had him resting on his shoulders. And what happened is, because when the crowd grew and grew in a panic, his dad fell in the crowd, and his dad, fell unconscious. And of course, by Ezra being on his dad's shoulder, he fell into the crowd and got trampled on. He got trampled on, which caused severe, organ damage, brain damage. So he was definitely on a ventilator up until yesterday. He did succumb to his injuries. I was praying that baby boy, made it, and he did not make it, unfortunately. It was announced. So that death toll is now at 10. So I have a question for you guys, not to be victim blaming or pointing the fingers. In your opinion, do you think a Travis Scott concert, based off of who he is and how his concerts are, do you think it would have been appropriate for a 9-year-old to attend that concert? Comment and let me know. Me personally, I don't think it was appropriate. I've never been to a Travis Scott concert, but based off what I've seen, they can get pretty wild. They can get intense. Definitely rowdy, I would say. They're mostly outdoors a lot of times, fire, the display, whatever the case is. By my experiences, as far as looking and seeing the footage, I don't think it would have been appropriate for a 9, 10, 11, the list goes on. 9 is definitely too young, in my opinion. I do, send the prayers up to all the victims' loved ones at this time. But I personally, I know that wasn't the father's intent. He couldn't anyone imagine that was going to be their loved ones or their last day on earth attending this concert. I know the father. I hope he doesn't do any guilt blaming on himself, because he couldn't have predicted this. But I know that 9 years old would have been too young for my son. Now, I did a couple of years ago, me and my son, who's 14 now, we did go to a Drake and Migos concert. It was in an arena, in a Sprint arena. So I think arenas are set up definitely differently than this crowd. So just let me know, comment and let me know if you think that the 9-year-old Israel, was he too young. Now, I also want you guys to comment and let me know, what age were you at your first concert? So what was your age and who did you see? Who did you see and what was your age of your first concert? I was about 9 or 10 years old, I believe, whatever you are in the 4th or 5th grade. So I was pretty young too. My grandmother raised me, so the acts that I actually got to see was very inappropriate for a 9 or 10-year-old. And in fact, if anyone in the comments can guess, outside of my friends, family, don't comment, but if anyone can guess out of the 3 acts that I saw, one of the 3 acts that I saw, whoever answers correctly, I will cash app them $20. Whoever answers it correctly first. Can you guess? I'm an 80s baby. It was in the 90s, I believe. Yeah, it was late 80s, early 90s. And it was 3 acts that I got to see. All of them were inappropriate for a 9 or 10-year-old. So nothing rowdy like the Travis Scott concert, but I'm saying as far as inappropriate acts, it was definitely inappropriate. So comment and let me know, guys, who you think I saw for my first concert. Let me know. But yeah, so getting back to the question at hand, I mean, this was just a sad situation. There were rumors out there that, people were injecting people with drugs, which was definitely a sick claim. Administering CPR or 10 people at the same time. Police made arrests, about 25 arrests for marijuana possession and public intoxication. So it was just plain craziness, plain craziness. Now at the concert, they are saying it was about 50,000 guests at that concert for Scott's performance. The MAC capacity is been kind of hit and miss on the internet. Some is saying it was 20,000 max capacity. Some were saying 200,000. I'm going to probably go with the 200 because they said that the NRG Park could hold about 72,000 seats, over 72. So I would definitely say it was probably a 200,000 max capacity. But it was reported there was a crowd control issue back in his 2019 Astro World show, which as a result of that, they, at this particular event, they had stronger fencing, more barricades and additional security, which didn't pan out to be enough. So because of that, he has had to cancel events. Travis canceled his Saturday Astro event, and he also canceled his day in Vegas that was set on the 14th, which was on this past Sunday. Now, since the tragedy, Travis has released that he will be paying the funeral costs and mental health services to those who needed any assistance and refunds of the concert. Now, here's the deal with that. For the refunds of the concert, it could be one of those things where you are forfeiting to be able to your right to sue. You're waiving your right to sue. I don't know if anyone has been noticing over these past few days, but when you go onto your Facebook or your IG, there are sponsored ads saying, hey, you want to join this settlement for the Travis Astro World Festival? I'm seeing it all over my pages. So it's definitely getting real out there. So it's this is definitely just a lot to take in. So the big issue at hand is Travis Scott and how he handled the situation. Fans say for about 37 minutes after the ambulance and official declared a mass casualty, Travis Scott continued to play. And Drake was a special guest performer on the set also. So how do you guys, based off of what you've heard and seen, how do you guys think Travis Scott handled the situation? Based off the footage, I mean, you can see him stopping and looking into the audience and seeing the ambulance and saying, what is going on? Now, of course, he probably couldn't have predicted all of that was going on. Maybe, if you go to concerts, depending where you're going and who it is, some people do faint. So it could have been one of those things where he just thought somebody lost conscious, fainted, or whatever the case may be. So who knows, what was going through Travis's mind at that time. I personally don't think he knew this was going on at all. He couldn't have imagined that it was people that were out there dying, suffocating, whatever the case may be. You just can't make me believe that he knew that was going on. So you know, so that is an issue now. That we know of, when it first took place, there were two lawsuits. One of them was including Israel, who the 9-year-old who's now passed, and another person. Now it has raised to be 125 fans have now filed a lawsuit, and it's totaling, it went from 200 million, now it's at 750 million. I'm seeing this case grow. It was thousands of people there. I'm pretty sure 125 is not the only fans that are going to attempt to sue here. So it's going to be one of those things that's kind of tricky, the victim blaming part. Travis couldn't have predicted that this would happen. So people that are saying, oh, this is his fault and he should have stopped it, and, this and that, I don't think he is the number one problem here. I think that they should have looked at this and did, had more security on hand, and just did, better planning is all that I can say. But I can't put all this on Travis. Comment and let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Travis Scott is 100% at fault here? I mean, what did you really want him to do? I don't get it. I don't understand that part. So it's definitely tricky. Now rapper Roddy Ricch, he performed that day earlier too, and a good gesture that he made is he was going to get all his compensation that he made from the concert. He is going to donate that to all of the victims whose lives were lost. So big ups to him. So, but yeah, I mean, just overall, this is just a terrifying and crazy situation. Now, jumping fast forward for a day or two ago, everyone knows how it turns, right? When turn oil strikes, then the first thing that goes is those endorsements, right? So it was announced that Travis Scott launch of his Nike Air Max 1 Cactus Jacks will be postponed out of respect for everyone impacted by the Astro World Festival. The release date it was supposed to drop on December the 16th, but a new date has not been announced. So that's number one. Number two is that, Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner, they were going to be on the cover magazine of W. And now they are trying to pull that. The pictures, all of this was done way before November the 5th, but it has been printed, but it has not been shipped out. The magazine has not. So they're trying to pull that magazine all because of what's going on right now with Travis Scott. And lastly, Epic Games that he has an endorsement with, they're the makers of the Fortnite game. They have now removed the game Travis Scott music emote. So they removed that part off of the game. So it is crazy how one moment someone could be on top of the world, making money, being successful, and then an incident happens right before your eyes and you are in the limelight for the wrong reason. So I just can't imagine. I know that it has to be stressful. Kylie Jenner, his girlfriend, who already has a child by, she's pregnant. So, and she was at the concert with him, by the way, and their 3-year-old daughter, Stormy Webster, as well. So I know that this has to be a trying time, not only for the fans and, and so forth, but also for Travis and Kylie and their family, because, it's trickling down. It's a domino effect. It's affecting us all. It's just sad to see that many casualties happening at this event. It's pretty much sad. And the internet, you have to be very careful with the internet. There were things going around. They were comparing Travis Scott concerts to the great late Michael Jackson. There was rumors out, 23 people died in Michael Jackson's concert. No one said anything. That is false information. Confirmed false information. 23 people didn't die at no Michael Jackson's concert, but he was that great of a performer. As you know, he could just stand there for 5 minutes and people were fainting and falling down. We all know the stories. We all seen footages. Michael didn't have to do anything but just stand there and they fall out. So that was definitely false. Whoever tried to bring that attention on Mike, let him rest in peace. So, but Comment, guys, and let me know what you guys think about this situation. I just hate that it was so many lives lost. A 14-year-old sophomore, it was a couple of sophomores, just young, bright, people. It's just sad that their lives are gone, all because of an incident that happened here at this Astro World festival. So just let me know what you guys think. Prayers out to them and their families, and prayers to Travis and his family as well, because they are going through it as well, dealing with this whole situation. So let your girl know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share my content. I would definitely appreciate that. I will be back with another video, and we're going to be talking about the baby and Danny Lee, they baby mama, daddy, sister, whatever you want to call it, they baby mama drama. Okay? All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to KMack's World. It is your girl KMack signing off. See you when I see you. Bye-bye.